can't walk in and out of here from now on.
Yeah?
You cannot walk in and out of here without a pair of work boots on.
I got my shoes on.
Okay, and then you leave them at the door and you cross back and forth. Okay.
Okay.
I wonder if wrecking out a kitchen could be done more easily with a sledgehammer in just 1 or 2 days. But we've decided to take our time.
All right. That's the end of the piece of shit. Look, completely rusted out.
Oh my god.
Right? Cheapers, man. We're lucky. It was just hanging on by a thread.
We're planning to use at least some of the wood from the cabinetry for shelving projects. This kitchen was last completely renovated by the previous owners in the 1990s, who scrounged walnut from an old museum display. It was mostly built in place, except for the 2 modular cabinets from the opposite side of the room. We made a minor reno in 2008 with a fresh counter, backsplash, and flooring. The only appliance we're keeping is our trusty Miele dishwasher, which still has a lot of life left in it. Our 20-year-old oven was still in fair shape, but we sold it online. Our old fridge was completely out of date. Thankfully, the appliance company took it away when they delivered our new fridge a couple of days ago. Turns out that this type of kitchen build is actually easier to disassemble than to smash out. In some cases, it's held together with just a few screws. Our plumber came in a few days ago and capped off the water lines so we could work around the plumbing. Once the walls are opened up, he'll come back and rough in the new sink location. Back when we first moved in, we installed this range hood and vented it to the outdoors, which involved making this box to go around the chimney. But it'll be completely removed as the new range and hood will go on the outside wall and vent directly out. These old cabinets were built right against the wall without backs and mounted using cleats, again with just a few screws. In the new build, the cabinets will go right to the ceiling, maximizing storage and keeping kitchen stuff neatly tucked away. Before we chop out the drywall, we knock off all the old backsplash tiles, which come off really easily. We installed these in a DIY project many years ago to replace the old ones that were really in bad shape. That may be the first and only time we'll ever install tiles ourselves. The new backsplash comes as full wall-width slabs of Decton, a high-tech durable form of manufactured granite. We're freshly drywalling the entire kitchen, so we'll remove all trim and fixtures, including this huge valence light that the previous homeowners also acquired as a museum cast-off. This side of the kitchen will have a bar height counter, wall-to-wall ceiling height cabinets, and the fridge, completely transforming the space. We're eager to see what's behind this wall so we can maximize the cabinet depth. And the first surprise? A layer of styrofoam slab. Our contractor friend Steve is working nearby and drops by to advise on how to deal with the wall.
Look at the multi-layers. You got styrofoam. You want to insulate that properly?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll stud up a wall before the electrician comes.
I'm not sure what all this is
We'll find out.
behind here.
You guys are making pull it all out.
That's an inch thick of styrofoam on top of.
Oh. No, you got the original lath from the plaster and lath.
Hoping to do is.
As we're installing a counter depth fridge, we're hoping we can get more depth so the fridge doors won't stick out too much. Peeling back the layers certainly reveals the history of this house. Built in 1922, it's obviously been through many transformations.
Oh my God!
What?
This wallpaper.
Right here, wallpaper behind the styrofoam.
Looks like we'll get at least an extra inch or more of depth once we remove all the layers on this wall.
Look at the colors.
Wow!
Oh, we don't have to do anything. We can just use that wallpaper as our.
Look at this. It's like, it's our colors.
The previous owners drywalled right over top of the original plaster and lath. I guess they were trying to save a bit of money, as they were doing a major two-story addition to the back of the house. Here on this wall we can see the original entrance to the kitchen. Back in the early 20th century, the kitchen was built as a single-story lean-to over a root and coal cellar.
Plaster?
Yeah, some plaster.
Ugh.
Wallpaper, plaster.
Wallpaper on plaster.
The wallpaper may be a bit of a godsend because when you go to the guy who I watched this video, pro guy, with the shovel.
Each layer of the various eras has to be dealt with separately. Luckily, the plaster comes off quickly. Removing the lath is tedious, but Lori soon becomes the mistress of lath. Now that the bones of the room are fully revealed, our designer Don Ballack comes by to do some final measurements and adjustments to the layout and cabinetry.
So
there's the old door, eh?
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Mm.
This has been the original door from way, way back.
Yeah. If you come down 4 inches from the ceiling, that's good. Because then we can always still get a screw into the cabinet if we want it.
This part of the house, all the way back, was part of the reno that they did in like '97,
Oh, so
and they put stucco on the outside, and they dropped the ceiling down so they could run the ductwork. Do you think just like leave the idea of the window with an inside wood look, like the way it is now? Take off the trim on the other side. Have a look at the other side.
yeah, it's all nice and finished down here now. And it matches everything else.
Yeah. So
Just leave it. Leave this side the way it is. Nobody
Yeah.
sees it from that side.
I mean, it looks nice in here, you know.
Yeah.
It just is too thick. See how this is all 3/4?
yeah.
Take this side, right? We'll just take a piece of 3/4 and route her out 1/2 inch each way or whatever we need. So it's actually shaped like this, like an L.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Simple. When I see this, I just see it as positive what you got going here.
Yeah.
Because now there's no unknown. You can see what the issues are.
Yeah.
Right before you're going, I wonder what the hell's in there.
Yeah.
Well, you would have come in the back door and it would have been like probably a stove or whatever here,
Yeah.
right? And actually maybe a fridge and a stove and a small sink, right?
Yeah.
Because it would have sat over there.
Right,
Because
because the
kitchens-
kitchens were just a little
Kitchens
tiny
were a little
space.
big. It's probably just, this was probably the whole kitchen.
Yeah.
With all his precise measurements and our shared ideas sorted out, Don now has the final plan, so we are in good hands.
You kind of get carried away with making everything symmetrical. At least I do.
Yeah,
But then at the end of the day, once it's in, you don't think about it anymore.
Yeah,
But it's nice to get it out of the way.
right.
The thinking. So, practical reasons, it's probably best to just go over and put it close to the edge.
Yeah. Don's wealth of experience makes us feel totally comfortable and confident that we are on the right track.
Probably at least it's 18 feet. So if this ends up being 118 or something, you just gain, space.
But we still have a long way to go.
Do it. You're still gonna work our dimensions.
On our next episode, Ozzy the electrician rewires the room. Steve makes some important structural repairs. And Lori and I get busy with insulation and subfloor. Plus, 24 Karat goes back in the water. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on the latest episodes. See you next time.
Okay, this is us in front of our big pile of junk. Oh, I can't breathe. Look at that big pile of junk back there.
I can't see anything.
Oh, it's right there. Oh yeah, that's all of the junk from our kitchen.
Our kitchen.
Oh my God. Well, that's good. We accomplished something.